Hello everyone and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Vorse. When you look around the church today, particularly at church leaders, you see kind of a mixed bag, and this is exactly what has so many lay faithful, not to mention some religious, so hurt and confused and upset. What many leaders in the church seem to either not understand or not care about is their mixed bag approach to leadership is harming the faith by undermining it. For example, and this is just one of countless examples we could give, Cardinal Donald Wuerl of Washington, D.C., on a recent interview on Fox News Sunday, was asked by host Chris Wallace the following question. Wallace said, "So are you in favor or against the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell?" The Cardinal answered, "That is a question that has to be worked out politically, and there isn't a specific Catholic Church position. But whatever happens, it has to be seen in terms of the Church's teaching position. And that is, human sexuality is something that is supposed to be exercised responsibly and within the context of marriage." However, what was not said was that in 1992, the Vatican did address this very issue in a document entitled "Some Considerations Concerning the Response to Legislative Proposals on the Non-Discrimination of Homosexual Persons." It was issued by the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith and signed by then Cardinal Ratzinger, today's Pope. It says in part, point number 10, "Sexual orientation does not constitute a quality comparable to race, ethnic background, etc. in respect to non-discrimination. Unlike these, homosexual orientation is an objective disorder and evokes moral concern." Paragraph number 11, "There are areas in which it is not unjust discrimination to take sexual orientation into account. For example, in the placement of children for adoption or foster care, in employment of teachers or athletic coaches, and in military recruitment." Point number 16. "Finally, where a matter of the common good is concerned, it is inappropriate for church authorities to endorse or remain neutral toward adverse legislation, even if it grants exceptions to church organizations and institutions. The church has the responsibility to promote family life and the public morality of the entire civil society on the basis of fundamental moral values, not simply to protect herself from the application of harmful laws." And so you see the dilemma here. Catholics are constantly getting minimalistic sounding comments about various church teachings from church leaders. There seems to be this pervasive attitude of pandering and mealy-mouthed responses lacking boldness and clarity. The last time I checked, the homosexualist movement isn't unclear in any way it expresses itself. Planned Parenthood doesn't give interviews in which it says, "Well, we regard abortion as a fundamental right, but think the anti-abortion crowd needs to be understood as well." Why is it that prominent church leaders simply cannot come out and say, "The Vatican, nearly 20 years ago, said the issue of gays in the military is not a public policy issue, but a moral one. Promoting homosexuality among military recruits and servicemen only serves to further force the acceptance of immorality on society." What's so hard about saying it just that plain and simple? The Archbishop, who has care over Catholics in the United States military, Timothy Broglio, came out heavily against overturning Don't Ask, Don't Tell this past summer. His reasoning was sound and wonderfully expressed, but apparently ignored or dismissed by some others in the church. Look, this immorality will result in a deadening of conscience with regard to this evil and other evils. It already has, in fact. People will be unable to form or make correct, proper moral choices. When that is the case, they place their eternal lives in jeopardy. Wouldn't it be nice to hear more high church figures lay their cards on the table and say, "Bad morality leads people to hell, and we are in the business of saving souls, not escorting them comfortably to perdition." You know, lay their cards on the table, just like our blessed Lord did. God bless you. I'm Michael Vorse.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.